Welcome to another episode of the Purp Show. This is the Purp Show, season 6, episode 2. Man, a lot's been going on. A lot's been going on since the last episode. On entertainment wise, life wise, it's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? My brother got married. That was really cool. Really black. Just very dope experience. Um, Also seeing my nephew graduate middle school and stuff like that. Him going to high school is really cool. Just a lot of world shit is crazy. The world's getting wild. AI is running rampant. People are freaking the fuck out. There's some people under fire in certain, pockets of different forms of entertainment and stuff like Timberland. He's catching wreck for some fucking AI shit, and AI is just taking over. You know what I'm saying? And I was originally going to have this stream be about that, but we're going to mostly talk about just the summer blockbuster season as a whole because this is going to be a big summer. So a lot of the next couple of episodes are going to just be focused on that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, if you are new, hit that like button, subscribe. If you're new, please, that would just mean a lot to me. I got Rashad coming in soon. He's busy doing something, but once he gets in here, we'll get things kind of popping. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is gonna be another episode. Like I said, I got a lot of things planned. Like I do want to do a Superman stream. That's gonna be the next episode, and then we're also gonna do a Fantastic Four stream. So I'm gonna see who I can gather for those panels and stuff like that, and we're gonna have a really dope conversation. See who we got in the chat. What up, Tony? I see you in the chat. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a lot of cool things, a lot of hectic things. It's just been a hectic, like just from May to June. It's just been crazy, and it's just with the heat combined, it's just been crazy. Like I'm sweating my ass off right now, and I don't plan on being on the shit too long because, like I said, it's hot. I want to go do some things, and let me know what you guys been getting into. You know what I'm saying? What are your summer plans? Are you excited just to kind of just check out movies, or do y'all plan on going down to the beaches, wherever your summer vacation spot is? Like, what do y'all plan on doing and stuff like that? Let me know. Whether you're watching this live or in the comments stuff. So you know what I'm saying. Like I said, we got a pretty stacked show. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, I want to talk about F1 that has just been released. That's the new Brad Pitt and Damson Idris movie. And is that going to be able to survive the summer? Because we got a lot of juggernauts, mainly three coming out very soon. One coming out next week. Some people got to go see it early for the screen unseen. I unfortunately chose to opt in to get the IMAX screening for F1, which I don't regret because I really liked F1. Couldn't give it really 5 stars. You could just check out my review to see why. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think it's a fun blockbuster movie, but is it good enough to survive and continue to be profitable? Even though like the theaters are packed for it, but like I said, once Jurassic World comes into play, that's going to eat up a lot of the screens for them for their second week. You know what I'm saying? And this got a huge budget. I think the budget was like 300 something million. It's one of those like just ridiculous budgeted movies for no fucking reason. But, I think it's going to probably break even at some point, maybe. But then once Superman and Fantastic Four come out, it's just those three movies, Jurassic World, Fantastic Four, Superman are going to absolutely just dominate in the summer because people forget. Like, looking at August, there's really nothing besides Weapons. Weapons is going to be big. It's going to be big for horror, and also in August for horror, you got the last Hell House movie. So those two movies, even though Hell House is a very like small fan base and whatnot, it's still a big movie that's going to be dropping. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's a really interesting summer. Like it's pretty wide open, even though it's still kind of jam packed. Like July still has some other movies that are definitely going to get some eyes. Like I Know What You Did Last Summer, even though I don't think that movie's going to be that good. It'll probably still make a pretty decent amount of money opening weekend, or maybe it won't. Megan 2 is out. I saw that. Y'all can go check out my thoughts in my review about that movie. I'm also going to be talking about more about just not only Megan but Blumhouse when we get to um, Horror Never Dies season 3. Let me put this up. Yeah, Horror Never Dies season 3 comes out August 23rd. So definitely mark that on your calendar because we're going to definitely Blumhouse is definitely going to be an episode dedicated just to that whole company and what the fuck they're doing, and just it's just really weird. But Megan was just a weird fucking movie in general, and it's just I get it. Some people just like the over the topness. They don't really take Megan. If you took the first Megan serious, then that's probably you were just it's probably one of those movies you're not supposed to take serious, but at the same time it's like you could still make it not serious but actually still good, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, Megan 2 is just it's just a trash movie, to be honest. It's like the second worst movie of the year in my opinion. um I don't know what they were trying to do with that. I already know it's going to make a shit ton of money because Blumhouse movies, regardless of their quality, they're going to always make bank. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's gonna be a really interesting just kind of summer, in terms of just the big blockbusters and also just not only big blockbusters but horror as well because there's gonna definitely be some horror movies that you definitely gotta be on the lookout for, like something like Together, or like I said, I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Weapons, Bambi, um, the Reckoning, or whatever the fuck is a Bambi, the Reckoning, whatever it's called. That's coming out the same weekend as Fantastic Four, so that's going to be a hell of a double feature for myself. Me personally, I like the Winnie the Pooh, Pooniverse, Twisted Childhood universe. What they've been doing with those movies, and I'm looking a lot. I'm looking forward to what they got going with this baby movie. But we get Rashad up in here. What up, Rashad?
Yo, goddamn.
Yo, yo. Yeah,
Woo.
I was just yapping for a little bit, just to kill time. You know.
Yeah, nah, dog. I swear I'll be doing this shit on purpose, man. Like, yo, I'm like, okay, I got about 20 minutes to get home. Let me go ahead and then I'll get a one good order where I'm like, damn, I can't refuse this shit. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog,
Yeah.
I could be having the slowest day ever. As soon as I get ready to wrap it up, hey, well, we're gonna give you one more just to inconvenience you. Fred, hey,
Yeah, it be happening like that. Yeah.
yeah,
But Tony, to answer your question, I don't think so. I think they've kind of gone so far away from the horror shit with Megan. It's just like, and it's gonna make money, so it's like,
shit,
yeah,
fuck that movie, man.
yeah, movie's trash. It's really bad. But like I said, Horror Never Dies season 3 coming August 23rd. We're gonna be talking about Blumhouse. We got to dedicate a whole episode to Blumhouse and all their fuckery. Um, so yeah, that should be exciting, very exciting. But like I said, I wanted this episode. Now that you're just kind of coming in, I wanted to kind of talk about, can F1 survive the summer? You know what I'm saying? The summer season. But before getting to that, we're also going to talk about like Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, the big three that people are waiting to kind of see play out and who's going to outdo who in the box office because that's what people are really kind of clamoring for and stuff like that. But before we get into all that, I want to know what have y'all been watching since the last episode, you know what I'm saying? TV wise, movie wise, like I said, I watched F1 just again this today. More so just to kind of use up that ticket. I was tired, so I was like, you know what, let me go up in here and just I don't mind like kind of like dozing off a little bit and kind of watching at the same time. It was weird, but I was just it was comfortable. But um I saw Megan 3, like I said. I watched The Bear season 4. Fantastic. I just wrapped up the Squid Game final season. Fantastic as well. Go check that out. Both reviews are on my channel. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of other TV shows and movies that just dropped, and I don't know if you heard Rashad, but Steven Spielberg's daughter's got this horror movie out on Tubi right now. I was gonna check out this weekend as well. Pretty much after this stream, I was gonna watch that shit. But it's called like "Please Don't Feed the Children."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
You see,
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard that his daughter's directing a horror movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely gonna check it out.
yeah, I was gonna check it out right after this stream because then like, yo, shouts to the dispensaries once again, like I'm saying, the dispos out there, you know what I'm saying? It's so surreal to me as somebody that lives in Jersey his whole life and just seeing shit legalized and just seeing the amount of dispensaries that just get like they're just around my area. It's like having a liquor store around every corner and shit. It's like it's fucking crazy. I was just like, wow, the shit you used to get lock people up for and all that. But anyways, like certain ones were like having their like grand openings because they'll have soft openings where there's opening, but like this is like their grand opening. They'll have all these discounts and get all these goodie bags. They were giving away free weed like every 30 minutes. You get like an eighth, or every hour they give out a free ounce or some shit like that. I was like, damn. Because when I got there, I was so close to getting that shit. At the register I was going that I was at and stuff. I was like, damn, it was like a random raffle or some shit like that. But
Mm.
that they blessed me with some shit. So, I've been chilling all fucking day off that shit. That's also why I went to the movies as well, to kind of chill out and relax and whatnot. So did you get around to seeing F1?
No, I haven't. So I did a coin flip to see what I was gonna. It was between Megan or F1, and of course the coin landed on head. So I watched Megan, and I was gonna go watch F1 today, but ended up working like all fucking day. But I'm definitely gonna go see it tomorrow for sure. I'm gonna watch it. I'm watching in Dolby. But now
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
back, I wish I would have just said fuck it and saw that instead of Megan. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 hours I can never get back.
Yeah, and you know the mystery movie this past weekend, this past Monday, whatever it was, that was Jurassic World and stuff. I was like, damn, yeah, but I was like, I could still wait until like because it comes out, you know what I'm saying, relatively soon. And I got the like a 9:30 in the morning, showtime.
But
So
yo,
I'm
how
going there
you
at
know
the
what?
crack of dawn.
But Purp, I wonder how, because I guess people know people that know people, because the word spread fast that was going to be the. Because I had a few people hit me up in my DM like, "Hey man, between me and you, the mystery movie is going to be Jurassic World. Don't tell nobody." You know what I'm saying? I had like
Yeah,
three or
they
four
usually
people
get
hit
it.
me up.
They usually get it from like Reddit, like people get leaks of like what movie is, you know what I'm saying, and it's
Uh,
usually just it's kind of like a dead giveaway, like you just look at like the runtime, and
mm-hmm.
if it says Scream Unseen, then it's usually going to be a horror movie, so it kind of cuts down your choices and stuff like that.
But
But
yo,
this is the
but
first time they did like the second time they did a big one, like the first one was like I think Gladiator 2 and Jurassic World, which they should do that more often. You know what I'm saying? That just
yeah, well, but I think everybody found out about it because it was supposed to be like this top secret thing that only us cinephiles would know, right? But when I found out, I went to go because I never go to the Screen Unseen just because it's always so fucking crowded. But dog, I promise you, when I went there, so you know what, fuck is Jurassic World? I'm gonna go check it out, and that shit was full. I said,
mm.
God damn. But I'm lucky because Universal did send me an invite for a screening Monday. So I'm gonna be
Oh,
going
this was
Monday.
dope.
Yeah, so I'm going Monday to check
And,
that
and,
out.
and at some places on Tuesday night, whatever, like at midnight, they have some shows, midnight shows and stuff, which is interesting. Which I hope that starts a new trend. Like, yeah, bring back some like midnight shows and stuff. Like, not every theater needs it, but like just at least the ones that are like the most popular. People are gonna pull up to and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
but yeah, I've been watching The Bear. I don't know if you watched The Bear, but I think you would fuck with The Bear because it has a lot to do with cooking and stuff like that. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
really,
I'm 6 episodes into the new season so far, and so I'm on the I guess the wedding episode with the one with Josh Hartnett's
oh
on.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
where I'm at
yeah, yeah.
right now. Yeah.
I was like, did you watch the whole episode or
No, I stopped for a minute.
you just okay?
Yeah.
So you didn't watch the wedding or anything?
Nah, I left off where Sid is talking to Jamie Lee Curtis, like they're having that awkward conversation.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
There,
where I
there,
stopped it.
there's gonna be a one scene where you can see it, but it's not really a spoiler. But like, I made a tweet about. It. I was like, "Yo, how fucking big is that table?" Like, you'll see what I'm talking about. But like, I was just
You
like,
know that,
it's
but you
crazy.
know what that show is so good though, Purp, because
Yeah.
if you realize that like not a lot be going like there's not a lot happening, but these actors, these characters work so well together where
Hmm.
I could just watch a whole 2 hour episode of just them in the kitchen, sharing ideas and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
and
that,
it's just
that's
it's
how
it's
good
just
they are.
people. It's just people going through like no like regular shit that like real people would go through. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's why I think that
right,
that's the relatability. It's like you gotta deal with like fire breathing dragons or super mystical shit. You gotta worry about watching 30 something different movies and different shows and stuff like you just put on the bear and just rewatch. I even made a tweet about that, like rewatching the bear, like it never gets old because it's just
it
like
never get
every
and
episode is like very relatable.
listen, and also, sometimes you'll even get a good recipe or two because when I saw your girl making that hamburger helper, because
Mm,
that's always my go-to struggle meal, right? And I've never
yeah.
seen hamburger helper made like that. I was like, yo, I
Yeah,
gotta try that shit.
that episode was hilarious with Danielle Detweiler and like TJ, her the chick that was playing her daughter and shit, and like when she's like, it's like, oh, come get my hair. She's like, damn, and just like she stared for like a good 16 seconds. For that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, for real, man.
Great show, and I like how each like character like you had Carmi, he was watching Groundhog's Day. I don't know what Richie was watching. I forget what I forget what Sid was watching. I know it was like a Whoopi Goldberg or some shit
Nah, I
like that.
think that was Jumping Jack Flash. I think that's what that
Mm.
was. Yeah.
But that's interesting how that parallels their kind of stories and their arcs and stuff. It's just a really well made show. Like it's a
Right.
lot of attention to detail, even when like you said when nothing's happening. It's even just like the visuals are just when they're
Yeah.
just doing normal shit, just cooking or something like that. They just make that shit look dope as hell. Like.
Yeah, and the chemistry with the characters, like you believe that they really know each other like that. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And
Yeah.
they don't do the stereotypical like, yeah, you'll have your dramatic soap opera moments, but it doesn't go full soap opera. Like, oh, we got everybody wants Sid and Carmi to be a thing, but no, like you could still have a strong relationship without being like a couple or anything like. And they show that
Hmm. Nah,
it's all about
that shit would be too awkward if they. Nah, I can't see them ever hooking up. Nah.
yeah, like let Carmi have Claire, like what I'm saying that's his main thing right there.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it's dope, but it's just like the whole theme of like fathers this season is interesting as well too. And once you
Hmm.
get to the end, you like these next couple episodes, they're gonna be kind of heartbreaking, bro. I was like, damn. It's just like
Oh wow.
you always think like, damn, like we're gonna finally get like a halfy season. And it's just like, oh no, this is the bear. You know,
Well,
fucked up. But
I think I kind of see where it's going because I know Sid is really torn between staying with Carmi and then going with the other guy. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah,
whole scene when she was making the hamburger helper and using the metaphor to talk to
mm,
the girl or
yeah, the
whatnot.
sleepover shit. I love that. Yo,
Right.
that was dope. That was fucking. That's another thing. Like I was just like, yeah, Io was just killing it this whole season. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
won't be at
But
the getting them
so
Emmys again.
yeah, so it almost seemed like her mind is made up, but every time her mind gets made up, Carmi and everybody else would show how much they care about her. Especially with a father having the heart attack. It's like fuck, you're making this hard for me
Mm,
right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I have a better opportunity here, but it's like I'm really accepted over here. Like it's like I know I'll always
right.
have a home here. So but I think I see where it's gonna go, but I'm gonna wait and see.
Yep, yep, yep. But yeah, like that's great in Squid Game, like the final season for that, like that was really good. Um, but like I said, like that draws too much like clicks and stuff like that. They're not going to stop. They're going to be spin-offs and stuff like that. I know they're going to try. I know David Fincher's making the American version.
Really,
Um,
I can't stand when they do American. Even though I've never watched Squid Games, bro, but I can't stand when they do American versions to foreign shit
yeah,
that's good. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10 they fuck it up.
yeah. They stopped doing the Train to Busan and the Akira joint. Like Warner Brothers just giving up on that. I was like, okay, cool, cool,
Good,
cool,
good,
cool.
good.
Certain ones that can work. But I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be curious to see how it works because they already kind of set it up in the universe that like it's not this isolated thing. This is like it's almost like a whole kind of trafficking kind of type of thing. How global that shit is, and just you don't know what these like people are doing behind the scenes. But yeah, definitely watch Squid Game. If you've never watched Squid Game, highly recommend it. And
Well,
then what I'm saying, what you saying?
no, I was gonna say since we're on the subject of TV, man, I gotta ask you real quick. What's your thoughts about the whole Cobra Kai family turmoil with Martin
Oh
Cole's
yeah, I seen that. I
wife?
seen the little clip of like he apparently bit her and stuff like that. I was like, is this a skit or it's
No,
crazy?
no, and dog, and the
Yeah, this
way
is real.
dog, and the way she was going off on him was hilarious, man. Because usually we see her talk with that Korean accent, you know,
Mm.
but this time, like, she kind of got niggerish on him for a minute, and she was like you talk about playing, like, dude, were you born in a ditch? What were you thinking?
All right. I was
where in
like,
your
damn,
80,
bro.
where in your 80-year-old brain do you think that's okay, bro?
Yeah, I was kind of feeling bad for him. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. I think he
Man,
probably old. He don't know what the fuck he doing, or I don't know what the fuck happened really. Like, but
well, yeah, I feel like Perp. I feel like at 80 years old, even if something like that, man, you got to give him a pass, man. He's 80. He's probably got
yeah,
the early stages of dementia for all we know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Even Joe Biden had shit himself a couple of times on
Yeah,
camera and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. It's heartbreaking to see that, man, because the Cobra Kai cast for the most part are like family. They all get along. So to see the shit get to that point where she's even talking about putting hands on him, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, "Yeah, even my husband want to knock you out." I was like, "Dude, you see his big ass son standing right next to you? You think your husband gonna knock him out, and his big ass son standing right there? You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of
Yeah.
here." Yeah.
But yeah, I know you haven't seen F1 yet, but I still wanted to kind of touch on this, and because like it is a pretty big movie as far as like budget goes. I think it's one of those ridiculous like 300 something $1 million budget movies for F1. I'm wondering if like it could survive because it's like Jurassic World is coming up next. That's the next big one. And that's always guaranteed to make money. But the interesting thing about Jurassic World this time around, they don't got no IMAX screens.
Really?
Yeah, so it's
That's
like
weird.
that may or may not, you know what I'm saying? But like I say, I look at the international, they might not really give a fuck and just, and they'll
Mm.
still make money internationally. But I think that's a huge factor of whether or not it's gonna cross that billion. Because I'm gonna believe that all three could possibly hit a billion, like Fantastic Four, Superman, and Jurassic World. I think they can all hit that $1 billion mark for sure.
I
But
don't, I don't, I don't think Fantastic Four is going to hit a billion. I think Jurassic World is definitely a shoe in to hit a billion, just because if you look at the track record, all those movies do very well internationally. They do better internationally than they do domestically. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a given. Jurassic World and Avatar is probably going to be the two biggest, money makers of the year. I think Superman might get close to the billion range, but I think Superman's really going to be more of a hit here in the States as opposed to
people,
overseas, where I think it's going to
pe-
hurt the box office.
And still the reigning champ is Neja too. That's the only movie that's crossed the $2 billion mark, and that's an animated movie. It's the highest grossing animated movie now. Stuff like
Oh
that,
wow,
coming coming out of China and stuff like that. Non
yeah.
Hollywood. So that's what's interesting about it too. It's just like even Lilo and Stitch kind of barely barely scratched it. Minecraft almost got there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But and maybe that's how people are gauging this whole Fantastic Four thing. I'm just looking at it like they just got a whole month to themselves, like with August. So
Yeah, nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Fantastic Four is going to definitely have a big opening weekend just because of the hype and the fans want to see it.
Hmm.
But I don't think it's going to be big enough. You know what I'm saying? Like an Avengers level movie to cross $1 billion. I just don't see Fantastic Four doing
What's the worldwide cap that you're thinking? Seven, eight hundred?
Fantastic Four. Yeah, about seven, about 600, 700.
You think that'd be good enough? Or
I mean, for a Fantastic Four movie, hell yeah. I mean, shit. Go back and look at 2005,
yeah,
2007, 2015. All those movies flopped. So if it could cross 500 million, I think that would be a victory. But I think being an MCU, I could see 6 or 7, and I think Superman will probably fall just below $1 billion. I think.
taking this down real quick. Speaking of Marvel, have you watched Ironheart yet? The first
Yes,
3 episodes?
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the last three so I can just watch them all back to back. Because I was kind of getting locked in. Like I was like 20 minutes in the first episode. I was like, I like the aesthetic. I like how she getting roasted. She's walking down. Remind me of like the Chappelle skit. It's like, oh,
You
you
know,
working at Mac Arnold shit like.
yeah, damn, do you smell like French fries?
Yeah.
Damn, Calvin, you look beat the hell up. Um, Dog, you know what? All right, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. The reason why I gave Ironheart a chance is because I didn't like the way they were roasting this sister online and they were trashing the trailer. And you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, at the end of the day, that's a black woman, and she has her own show. And I applaud that. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like as brothers, man, we gotta protect our sisters, you know what I mean? So
Right.
that's one of the main reasons I say I'm gonna give this show a chance, show support. And it's crazy, bro, because when I went on Disney Plus, usually when it's a new Marvel show, that'd be the first thing to pop up, right? But when I
Yeah.
open up Disney Plus, man, I had to put it in the search. Even scrolling down, it was nowhere to be found. So I'm like, Disney must not believe in this show. But I put in the search and I watched it and I tried, bro. I really tried. And I'm like, God, this is bad.
Mhm.
I said, this is
And maybe
bad,
and maybe
man.
it's like because I see a lot of mixed things. I've seen people like really like the first 3 episodes. Some people like it's really
Mhm.
not for me. So it's like it's probably just a demographic thing or just like the age demographic. Like it's definitely more geared. Seems like it's geared towards that Gen Z kind of
You
audience for sure.
you know what the show actually started good. Okay, you know my main problem with the show, Perp, is the AI. I guess it's supposed to be like the Jarvis or whatever, but it's the dead
Mm,
best friend. So she was able to create this AI, but it ends up being her best friend. You know what I'm saying? And just that whole aesthetic does not work for me. I don't like their banter. I don't like their chemistry. It just throws everything off. To me, the best part is your boy that plays Hood.
okay, yeah.
I think he's very effective, but yeah, I don't know. And the girl that plays Ironheart, she was good in Wakanda Forever, but I think she works better as a supporting character as opposed to
You
having her own show. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel she's a lead. You know what I mean?
I think also the fact that they shelved this for so long. I think if this came out like 2024, like last year or something like that, like
Mhm.
or late 2023 or whenever it was done, like it should have just
Yeah.
came out at that time.
Kind of like right after Wakanda Forever, like while she was still because she was one of the standouts in that movie. So I think that probably would have
Yeah.
been a better opportunity if they would have released it after that. But now nobody cares about her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear it has a lot of like exposition and stuff like that. Just weird. They should just dropped all the episodes. I think that would have helped.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that would have.
even that little crew, like Hood's crew, like everybody's trying to be all tough and shit, and I'm like, dude, like you're not tough, man. And You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They just look like it's like a Nick. It feels like a Nickelodeon show. It feels like something that could be like on Nick at Night, as opposed to like the MCU.
That's funny. But back to Jurassic World. What are your thoughts? The expectations for Jurassic World. Like, did you like the previous movies, or are you just like going in with low expectations?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the franchise, so I will never defend them as being great films. Like to me, if you give me good dinosaur action and just a fun popcorn movie to watch, then I'm all for it. Like a lot of people didn't
Mm.
like Dominion, and I think Dominion is probably the worst Jurassic Park movie. But I watched it in Dolby, and actually I had fun with it. The dino action was pretty cool, and as long as I get that, I'm cool. So I'm expecting just some good dino action, and that's all I can ask for.
Do
I'm not I'm
you,
not I'm not asking for a compelling story or good acting. Just give me some dinosaurs fucking people up, and I'm good.
yeah, go back to that first Jurassic. And that's probably what they're trying to do. But we'll see, we'll have to wait and see. But do you got a 4DX theater around you?
Nah, I think the closest 40X theater is probably like shit, like 40 miles away.
Yeah, same. Like that's just like I had to go to like the King of Prussia Mall to fucking see a 4DX film, but I would have figured that something like Jurassic World Rebirth would be pretty dope.
But that's weird. It's not on any IMAX screens. That's crazy.
Yeah, they'll probably do like a re-release or no, probably not.
Mm,
Probably don't matter. But they got Dolby and stuff like that. But it's just like, yeah, that's definitely gonna
right.
affect the box office for them. Even for not even getting it for like a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah, but I mean, I avoided a lot of reviews because I don't like to watch reviews until I watch the movie. But you almost can't avoid it sometimes. But I'm seeing mixed things about that movie where some people are saying like, it's okay, or like it's nothing special. I haven't saw anybody that said like, damn, this shit was hot.
mm.
Everybody saying it's either mid to trash.
Yeah, that's why you always gotta go on with your own
Mm,
expectations, and that's why I said like I don't blame people if they like something like Megan too. So people's like, yo, like it's ridiculous, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? But that shit was trash. But
I think, man, Purp, I could be tripping, bro. I feels like Megan feels like it was written by AI, directed by AI, because everything about that movie just felt very synthetic. It didn't feel like a human being directed it, man. It's almost like it was a AI discrimination movie. You know,
it
like
tries to be like a like the full moon movies. It's trying to be like that.
right.
Like that's what Blumhouse is trying to be. They're trying to be like the new full moon
Well,
pictures
yeah,
and shit.
because how the hell it went from this killer doll like that's in the tradition of Chucky to now she's an MCU character.
She's a superhero pretty much, and
She's a superhero.
exoskeletons. Looks like this turned to like Call of Duty,
Right.
Advanced Warfare. Like shit's crazy,
Like, what the hell's going on?
and it's gonna make money. If it didn't make money, then they'd probably revert back to going back to horror. But I think they're just kind of geared to just making this like a more of a sci-fi comedy.
I almost walked out several times, bro. I tell you, the final time I almost walked out is when that heifer started singing this woman's work. I'm like, what
That
are
shit
we
was crazy.
doing here?
I was like, what the hell?
What are we doing here right now? Look, and then,
So
and
the
then they
next,
and they started biting off an upgrade. I'm like, okay, now y'all copying upgrade? Seriously?
so next we got Superman. I think Superman's got the most eyeballs on it. Like this has the most hate, the most on the line, probably the most important movie of the year,
Mm-hmm.
more so than Fantastic Four, I think.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Just do or die for DC, bro. This is do or die. If Superman fails, then DC is done. So everything is riding on this movie right now.
yeah, you have people that already hated the movie before it comes out,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they play a huge factor. Yeah, it's really going to come down to just the regular people. Like, just do people really going to fuck with this or not? And I think people are going to rock with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think it's
look,
gonna be a smash with the just the main with the general audience. I think it's gonna be a smash.
yeah, listen, I've avoided all like I watched the teaser, so I've avoided any trailer TV spots, man, because I want to sit down and I want to have like the ultimate Superman experience if they can provide that. And so I have high expectations, but I'm kind of nervous too because, like I said, everything is riding on this movie because if this fails, then the DC universe, the movie universe is pretty much done for. You know what I mean? So
And the
this movie,
internet and the
the
internet's gonna never, so they're never gonna hear the end of it from Snyder fans and all this,
right,
and
right, right,
it's gonna be chaos.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I already know Jody's gonna freaking suck this movie off no matter what because I know Jody hates the Snyder cult, and they stay coming after him still. I bet. So
Hmm.
for his sake also, man, I hope this movie's a smash so they can leave Jody the fuck alone about Snyder.
Yeah, and just we can kind of move on and just be like, all right, Supergirl's next, and
Hmm.
Peacemaker and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
so I'm excited. I'm excited, and and it's in the Batman Part Two script has officially been turned in, so that is a lock.
I read
That's a
that.
lock and key. I'm
What do you think
happy.
about what do you think about Clayface getting his own shit? Like I heard
I think
Clayface
it's dope.
R-rated
I think that's
movie.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, like it seems like all right, they're finally having like we're gonna get to see the James Gunn's DC in motion. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a flow kind of going. Like things are, a lot of things are not a lot of things aren't getting canceled. A lot of things are, as scheduled type shit. So it's exciting. You got Supergirl and um like you say, Clayface next year. So
Right.
it's gonna be
So
exciting.
let me ask you. So do you think that because Marvel usually comes out on top every year? Do you think Superman is going to actually defeat Marvel this year?
Um, I think it's possible for sure. Just because I think just where people kind of stand with Marvel, even though I think both are going to do relatively well. Like I don't think people should choose either or. It shouldn't be like this is a win-win for all of us. Watching all three of these in one day, there's definitely gonna be people doing that.
Hmm.
Um, I'll be watching both movies like several times in one day. Like I'm watching the IMAX and Dolby in the same day, probably like more times than that. Like,
You know what? It'll be interesting if we could have got Terrence on this stream because me and Terrence have had several conversations, and when I say that he hates the Fantastic Four movie with a passion and hasn't even seen it, but I guess everything that he knows about it, he like if you want to get his pressure up, bring up that Fantastic Four movie. Like he hates that passion already.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Like, I'm saying, he gonna walk out, he gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna love it. It looks good, man. It looks good. The more and more I gets closer to the date, it has me more excited. It has me more excited to see Doomsday. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I want to see just how they're gonna pull this off, and it's fascinating. It's really fascinating. But like, what I'm saying, Superman is there's a lot riding on Superman on
Yeah.
that box office. There's a lot of like just rumors of it having a huge opening weekend, like an astronomical opening weekend for on just the domestic side of things. So that stuff is going to be interesting. And then Fantastic Four also. I'm curious to see like how big that opening weekend is going to be. Like, is that going to be like a $200 million plus opening weekend? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and I think it's going to just be a great time to be in a movie theaters, especially if it's like a kid's first time. Like, I want to take my nephew to go see Superman because I know that's gonna be his first Superman movie he's ever watched.
Yeah. Same here.
I'm
Yep.
saying so like
Yeah.
you gotta also think about that. Like that's these movies are going to set such a huge impression on people. Like this might be their first time watching a Fantastic Four movie or watching a Jurassic World movie or just as a young kid or some shit like that. So it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to see moving forward the rest of the summer.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, that's why I'm hyped about Fantastic Four also because I was a big fan of the comic books growing up, right? And Galactus, and I had the trading cards and everything. So, 8-year-old me is like, damn, I wish I had this movie when I was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't even imagine seeing Galactus in his full form on a movie on the big screen because he's such a larger than life character. So for me, that's like the main thing that I'm curious about is how they do Galactus and the whole battle with them, and even the way Ben Grimm looks. The Thing, he's so comic accurate. Like, dog, that's the Ben Grimm that I grew up watching. You know, well, at
Mm,
least in looks. You know what I'm saying? But as far as personality, I wish they would have gave him the gravelly voice. You know, the it's clobbering time,
yeah,
and like that New York shit. You know what I mean? I wish they would have gave
yeah.
him that. You know, and him and Johnny having
Mm.
that banter. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe they will throw it in there. You know, somewhat. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be exciting. Definitely going to be an event. Which like I'm surprised, AMC and them don't do the cinema days no more. I guess it was like they kind of learned their lesson. Like, yeah, that had us a good run, but we can't be doing that shit. That's just too hectic. And
What
because to
tomorrow? When
do
they have
that around this time,
what tomorrow? We have a fan screening or something like that. Like what?
no, no. When they did the cinema days, where it's just like they did the discount days for
Oh, oh.
they cut the prices on like concessions and all that stuff, and you
Mm.
can watch whatever movie for like $5 and shit like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that shit was fucking chaos,
I
bro.
mean,
Like
they
that was
still have
ridiculous.
they still have fan favorites where they'll have like a fan favorite for like
Right.
$5. There, but yeah, they stopped doing that though.
Yeah, it's interesting though. So I'm looking forward to it. But that's like I said, we're gonna be discussing Superman next episode. So
Mm.
definitely stay tuned for that. And then the following episode is gonna be Fantastic Four. And I can't wait to see. I wish I would have just became a Prime member so I can go see it like a couple days early, but I could wait. I could wait. I'm
Um,
patient.
yeah, well, I was gonna do the Prime thing, and because it was gonna be shown in IMAX, and they had the early screen for the Prime members. But man, I'm so spoiled by AMC A list where I'm so used to just clicking the movie and then don't have to worry about paying nothing for it. Man,
Yeah.
that motherfucker went to my $21. I said, shit. I went.
But sometimes like there's sometimes there's like workarounds or like because I remember they did that Prime thing and maybe it was like if you were a Prime either if you were a Prime or A list thing whatever that they had for it Dungeons and Dragons because I was able to see that early because they had like a whole Prime screening thing but I guess I hate how they kind of pick and choose when they do the fan event things and like they exclude fucking passes or the AFC stuff. So let's say like, oh no, you gotta pay the whole Monty for this. But
Right.
I guess that's all. Like, that's up to the studios. Like for F1, they didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? That was the fan IMAX joint. They could have charged full price for that, but you know what I'm saying. But like when you go to Fantastic Four or Superman, it's just like yeah, you gotta pay up that money for that fan screening and shit.
Yeah,
It's weird.
dog. That's why I'm so thankful for AMC A list, man. Like you will never hear me talk shit about AMC unless they don't get a movie that I really want to see. But man, that A list is that's like the best deal out there, man. Because
For
if you think
sure.
about how much money we would pay if we didn't have it, as much as we watch shit in Dolby and IMAX, how much we're gonna be paying out
Yeah.
of pocket every fucking week. You know what I mean?
Hundreds of dollars. It'd be hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, yeah.
Hundreds of dollars, and it's just like, nah, this, yeah, man,
It's
it's a
best,
lifesaver. It's a lifesaver. It's a life changer for sure.
oh yeah, best thing since Movie Pass, man. Remember Movie Pass?
Yeah, I
I
never
remember.
used Movie Pass, but I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't get into it because it was like, well, I was about to get into it. That's when they started kind of getting into the shit and stuff like.
Dog. So I got Movie Pass in the tail end of the shit, like right before it went belly up. So when I got into it, bro, it was still $10 a month, unlimited movies. So I got my card in the mail. I paid my $10 in Perp. You could go to the movies every day of the week, and you can see because at the time, Infinity War came out. So I saw Infinity War like 3 times in 1 week, bro, just off of Movie Pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, it was the ultimate. I'm like, I don't even back then. I was like, I don't know how they're making money, but I'm loving this. Boy, I used to go up there and flash my card like I was the shit. Like, yeah, what's up? But then when Fallout came out, that's when they said, hey, yeah, we can't, you can't see Fallout. Can't see Fallout. and then from there it was just it just trickled down. So it went from you can't see Fallout to then okay, now you can only see 3 movies a week, and then from
Y'all
that,
Negroes doing too much.
wait, and then from that it said okay, you can see 1 movie a week, but it has to be the movie that we choose for you. And then after
Yeah,
that, they just
it's
said,
good.
we're done. Yeah, it was finished after
I
that.
mean, once you start taking choice away from motherfuckers, that's when it's like, all right,
That
it
that was
starts.
it. Yeah, but man, for a month, man, I was on top of the world with Movie Pass. You couldn't tell me shit.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel
Yeah,
you. But A list is perfect, especially you out now with four. Four is just perfect. I think you don't need to add no more. I think just fun. Just adding a little bit more. I can go see just a tad bit more in my
man,
weeks.
and then when your points add up, man, you can get free popcorn and shit. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Yeah.
$5 off. You know, yeah.
And they do add up fast, especially if you spend a lot of money. Like that shit do add up fast.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I see
Facts.
one chick. She had all these like $5 joints. She had like 20 of them shits and some shit like that. So it's like you could see a bunch of free movies just off of that.
Yeah, yeah, and then the upgrades too. So even if you do, like they'll take $5 off the popcorn. So I get like a large popcorn for like $5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Bills
But yeah,
along.
that's but yeah, I think that's good enough right here because the next couple episodes are gonna be a little bit longer. We'll see who I can get on with these panels with Superman and the Fantastic Four. Just wanted to kind
You
of
gotta get Terrence on Fantastic Four, bro. You gotta get Terrence on
yeah,
that.
most definitely. I gotta reach out to him early. You know,
Yeah,
I'm gonna reach out to who I'm gonna reach out to and see who pops up because we're gonna I definitely want to have a discussion about the two movies. It's way too fucking hot right now. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to go kind of chill out.
hmm
I'm gonna go check out this new Tubi horror movie and shit, directed by Spielberg's daughter and shit like that. So I want to check that out. What you got coming?
Well, if I go see F1 tomorrow, I'm gonna drop a video for that one, and then I'll have Jurassic World Monday, either late Monday or early Tuesday, depending on what time I get home, to record the video. And then tonight I'm gonna finish watching the Bear season 4. But I don't know if I'm gonna make a video for that one because I don't know. My Bear videos don't do too good, so I might. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it sometimes it'll just be like it'll be iffy, but I'm pretty sure once you get done, you're gonna probably want to do a video on it.
Do for that. Okay.
It's pretty intense, pretty intense. Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Nah. So yeah, as soon as we get off of this, I'm gonna finish that up, and so I might have a video for that tomorrow as well.
Okay, okay, true. Yeah, so yeah, I appreciate anybody that pulled up in the live chat. Short episode, but make sure you check out the replay. If you're, checking the replay out, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're finding this out, check out Rashad G reviews. You know what I'm saying? Check out all his content and whatnot. And then next time, I will see y'all in the next one.
Peace.